adapt yung agency's costing.
Yes, Your Honor. Tama po yun. Ina-adapt na lang po namin dahil wala po kaming makukuha.
So, the personal assessment does not come in. Kunyari, sa tingin nyo personally, ang mahal naman nito. Wala kayong magagawa.
Wala po kaming magagawa, Your Honor. Tama po yun. Nandoon po sa aming isipan. Nandoon na po sa aming isipan. And this,
Okay, Mr. Chairman, Engineer Menciano, you have stated your point. Commissioner Fabia, do you accept the statement of Engineer Menciano na wala na lang ito, quits na lang ito? Yun nga, as stated, as observed by the chairman, 40,000 pesos per letter. Kasi wala daw siya magagawa. Is that acceptable, Mr.
Your
Fabia?
Honor,
Yes.
we cannot accept that. They have to exert all efforts to find out the price of this, especially if they see that there is an obvious overprice. Any ordinary man should exercise some kind of discretion in the exercise of his duties and functions. So if they see something to be overpriced by just the looks of it, or by looking, or by doing some informal canvas, or looking at the internet, then they should not be readily accepting all of this. Although, Your Honor, we also admit that there are matters that need to be addressed in the commission with respect to the way we have been doing our work.
Well, thank you very much for that statement, Commissioner Pabia. At least we know that the COA leadership feels differently, and together with the chairman, Grace Pulido-Tan, and Commissioner Heidi Mendoza, COA is in good hands. Now, at the very least, Engineer Menciano, just following through the statement of Commissioner Pabia, you should have qualified it or have some sort of red flag. You cannot just accept it because you're dealing with public funds. 1 million ito, signage pa lang. Alam nyo, I hope Commissioner Pabia meron ng administrative case itong si Engineer Menciano, kasi grabe yung nawalang pera ng gobyerno dito, tapos ganyan yung maririnig natin na alibay. Hindi acceptable yan. Naintindihan natin yung sinasabi ni Commissioner Heidi Mendoza that COA auditors are at risk. Ano? So sabi ko nga, it's either makoko-op ka, mababribe ka, or gagawin mo yung trabaho mo, pero maharas ka, minsan mapapatay. Kaya nga ang recommendation natin, early on, we were discussing this with the COA leadership, tanggalin na yung resident auditors. Ilagay na lang sila sa district offices, tapos iraraffle na lang yung mga agencies na i-audit nyo para hindi alam ng mga head of agencies kung sino yung ibabribe nila, sino yung tatakutin nila. So that way, secured kayo, insulated kayo dun sa mga harassment na yon. Ngayon, you can just do random inspections, random auditing. You can do that. You have the mandate for that. Kaso, yung ganito, Engineer Menciano, talagang hindi katanggap-tanggap, and tama yung sinasabi niya ng inyong commissioner na ano yan, hindi pwede yung sinasabi mong wala ka na magagawa kasi marami kang magagawa. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair, on that point,
if I may continue.
What phase did you audit? Para klaro yung responsibility. What phase did you audit?
3 and 4.
3 and 4. Sige, continue, sir.
Your Honor, I would like to state here that I've been in the Commission on Audit for 27 years. And I've been auditing and I've been investigating projects with regards to regular audit, special audit, and fraud audit. I've been investigating the military, modernization program of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, Your Honor. And we have been consistent in our work in the review of government procurement, Your Honor. And in fact, in the PDAP, Your Honor, the same procedure. In the Malampaya funds where I am now working with, Your Honor, at the Special Audit Office, the same procedure. When I was assigned in Muntinlupa to Malabon, Your Honor, including Makati, Taguig,
Same procedure for
the
overpricing.
same procedure,
For
Your
Mr. Chair.
Honor.
Mr. Chair.
And
Excuse me, Engineer Menciano and Senator Cayetano. Commissioner Fabia, si Engineer Menciano even mentioned the abolition of a certain unit which they need in the which unit? PED? PED ba yan?
Evaluation Division, Your Honor.
Division. Totoo po ba yan? You abolished that division?
Your Honor,
and
when
please tell us why?
I came into COA in May 2 of this year, and the oversight of that the TSO was given to me about a month ago, and this is one of the things that I am looking at why this was abolished.
Kung narinig ninyo,
But this was not abolished by this administration, Your Honor. I think it was abolished even before this administration.
Pero kung marinig niya natin yung inputs ng inyong audit specialist, they need such guidance from a division like the PED.
I agree, Your
Mga
Honor.
ganon ba? So,
I agree, Your Honor.
kaya nga ako napunta sa, without the guidance, can you use your personal? Senator Cayetano, please.
Mr. Chair, I just want to point out something. Engineer, kailan ka na sa Taguig?
2009, Your Honor. 2007 to 9.
Okay, sige. Because sabi mo, eto din ang procedure na ginawa nyo sa Malampaya, eto din ang procedure na ginawa nyo sa PDAF, eto din ang procedure na ginawa nyo sa mga local government kasama ang Taguig, no?
Yes,
And iba pa yung mayor nung Taguig, no? Hindi pa yung asawa ko that time. Okay. Yung tatlong sinabi mo, pare-parehong yung maraming overprice eh. At pare-parehong pumasa ng COA. Ang PDAF, nakita na natin 10 bilyon, lahat yun pumasa sa COA. Sa special audit na huli. Sa Malampaya, pumasa ng regular audit yon.
Yes, Your
At
Honor.
ngayon sa special audit.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ganon din sa Taguig, between 27 to 9, and even before that, may nahuli kami, notebook 6 pesos sa Divisoria. 21 pesos binili. Pumasa sa COA eh. So, yung procedure ho, kaya namin tinatanong kasi kung mali. But since the commissioner is here, and I know the good chairperson is listening, nagulat kasi ako kasi parang napagalitan pa pala si Commissioner Heidi ng Korte na parang kune-question bakit ganun ang ginawa niyang audit sa Makati. Pero parang baliktad, sir. Parang yung audit ni Commissioner Heidi ang tama, na hinanap talaga niya suppliers at kinumpara, at parang yung ginagamit natin ngayon na kung saan pumapasa lahat ng overprice ay mali. So, without judgment, engineer, no? Sinabi mo kanina, nahihirapan kayo sa basis. Yung pong winawagay ko na sinasabi ni Vice President na handbook, ang opisina nito na sa Makati, 4th floor, Kings Court, building, 1 building, Pason Tamo, Makati. Kung titignan nyo, sir, Construction Material Wholesale Price Index in National Capital Region. Sand and gravel, December, January, buwan-buwan may presyo. Concrete products, hardware, plywood, GI sheet, title works, painting works, PVC. Ang kanilang source, census ng government at saka sectoral data, kino-compare. So dito lang sa isang libro, lahat. Titignan nyo po sa kabila, excavating basement not exceeding 2 meters deep. M3 is cubic meter, tama po ba? Cubic meter. In Manila, it's 350. In Hong Kong, it's 115. In Singapore, it's 1650. Of course, dun sa presyo nila. In Hong Kong dollar and Singapore dollar and then pesos. Excavating for footings not exceeding 1.5 meters. Cement and pavings, ceramic tiles, pati po yung mga aircon, pati po mga generator nandito. So, hindi po totoo, auditor. Although sinabi nyo naman last time, sa private sector ginagamit to, hindi. Pero hindi totoo, Commissioner, na walang pagkukunan ng presyo. Ang isang binanggit ko dito, yung BMS, yung Building Management System, no? Kanino pong auditor na punta po yun? Sa anong phase po yun? Phase 5?
Phase
Sino po
5?
nag-audit ng Phase 5?
Who audited Phase 5, please?
Sa scope ng phase 5.
Okay. Anyway, I won't put you on the spot
Okay.
now, ha? At gusto ko mapabilis tong hearing na to. Ang point po, kahit saan kayo pupunta, Mandaluyong, Pasig, Taguig, Makati, Manila, sa lahat ng may building, isang tanong lang po sa 30th floor building, 25th floor building, 10th floor building, magkano ang BMS? Sasabihin sa inyo. Dito po may testimony na-approve na at 80 million ho ba yun? Tapos, hindi tinuloy yung kontrata, tapos ginawang 160 million, pumasa pa rin ang audit. So, anyway, alam kong tinitignan nyo na ito dahil meron ng special team. Pero I just want to emphasize, that's why kailangan natin yung batas. Commissioner, pasensya na po sa komisyon, no, at hindi ko pinipersonal to. I mean, alam nyo po, ang dami ko after every hearing, ang daming tumatawag sa akin na mayors, governors. Ang sinasabi sa akin, Sir, sa amin ang higpit-higpit ng COA, bakit sa Makati ang luwag-luwag? Kasi nga, lahat ng tanungin namin sa IT, sa empleyado. Ngayon po, ombudsman at saka COA, etc., iniisa-isa lahat ng empleyado ng siyudad ng Taguig and welcome sila. No? Pero sa Makati, nung sinabi na 900 ang ghost employees, tapos pabawas, tinanong ko kay Vice Mayor, ngayon ba meron pa? Sabi niya, ang balita niya, meron pa. No? So, ang point ko, Commissioner, parang bang pag hinigpitan ng COA, hindi tinatanggap ng korte. Pagka naging creative sila sa paghahanap ng overprice. Pero pag standard, pwede. No, so far, yun ang lumalabas, ha? And kung yun ang totoo, kawawa din ng mga auditor kasi kapag naging creative sila at nakahanap ng overprice, hindi tatanggapin report nila. Pag namang sinunod na naman nila yung present COA rules, galit naman ang tao at galit kaming kongreso kasi pag may nakitang overprice, nagtataka kami ba't hindi nila nakita, no? So, I just want to put that on the table, Commissioner, but I heard nga that you're redoing all of the systems, no? Do you think by the end of the year, Commissioner, or anong tansya nyo? How long will it take for the COA to, how do I put it, update your systems to be able to see how to do it?
There are matters that can be done within the year. There are also some items that will take more than a year because it will need consultation with the industry and the sectors.
Sige po. And
However, we assure you, Your Honor, that we will not stop until all of this is put into good order.
So siguro, Commissioner, suggestion ko lang, no? And we can work on this together kung kailangan ng legislation.
Definitely, it will need legislation.
So
Your
far,
Honor.
ang dami ko narinig na auditor na kapag sa private sila pumunta, ayaw ibigay presyo sa kanila. Alam mo, pagka ganun po, tapos kinasuhan po natin ng anti-graft yung isang opisyal, kasuhan din natin ng obstruction of justice yung private na ayaw magbigay. O kaya, gobyerno naman po, ano po yan kaliwat ka ng kamay Hindi ba pwedeng kausapin ng COA ang DTI? Tanggalan nyo ng lisensya yung mga yan kasi ayaw magbigay ng data sa amin. Diba? Kasi kailangan ng lisensya para magnegosyo So, naintindihan ko yung naririnig ko dito, but then, hindi naman natin pwedeng tanggapin na yung isang private business, iba presyo sa gobyerno, iba presyo sa private. Unless reasonable, Commissioner, no? Halimbawa, pag sinabi yung private kasi cash, kaya less 5%. Ang gobyerno kasi matagal magbayad, kaya may interest ng 3 o 5%. Yun reasonable, di ba? Pero kung ang presyo mo sa private piso, presyo mo sa gobyerno 150, 2 pesos, 5 pesos, hindi naman siguro tama yon. Tapos pag nagtanong ang auditor, hindi magbibigay, hindi ko matanggap na helpless ang gobyerno. Of course, we have to strengthen our laws. But even without strengthening our laws, nandyan ang SEC, nandyan ang mayor for the mayor's permit, nandyan po ang DTI, no? So, I think lahat ng resources na sa atin, baka hindi lang nagko-coordinate ang gobyerno. And hindi ko masisi COA doon. I mean, hindi under sa inyo ang DTI. Diba? But, there has to be a way, Commissioner, diba, na we get this job done. Maybe the DTI can require the businesses to submit their prices at the end of the year. Para hindi na kayo dun sa business pupunta, dun na lang kayo sa DTI kumuha ng listahan na yon, no? So anyway, Mr. Chair, I know there are new testimonies that will be given today. So let me end there. But I'm hoping that before we end, we will be able to ask SEC, DTI, even DPWH, the building officials are under DPWH. Bakit yung mga presyo na to na napakadaling kunin sa private, pagdating sa Hindi mahirap kunin, Mr. Chair.
Attorney Pig, you correct my figures if I'm wrong. Kasi sa signage, for example.
Okay.
Oh,
For the signage, Your Honor, our scope of work for signages includes 17 items, and not just the building signs outside of the building.
Okay.
It also includes the building directories, the transaction window signs, the signage bands, the Meralco danger signs, utility area signs, elevator floor lever signs, and so on and so forth, Your Honor.
Yun yung 970. What's the total cost of all those? Baka naman lampas din ng 970 kasi yun.
I don't have the figure right now, Your Honor, but the
Oh,
scope of
hindi,
work.
kaya nga ba?
I will.
No, you correct me if I'm wrong. Ang ginabi ko, sabi ko, building sign costs 974,000 plus. Yun ang sabi ko. You correct me if I'm wrong.
We'll get back.
Kasi dapat you know that, and that's 24 letters. Simple division, 40,000 pesos per letter. Just correct me, please. Senator Trillanes.
Mr. Chairman, just like to ask Commissioner Fabia, based on the report that was read last week regarding the initial COA findings of their special audit, meron po bang rig bidding na nangyari? Yes, Commissioner Fabia.
The best person to answer that is is Attorney Juliano, and may I request that he answers it.
Good morning, Your Honor. As of now, I cannot make a conclusion yet, Your Honor, because I have to evaluate all underlying documents. These are just initial, we call it symptoms.
So, may
of
mga
irregularities.
indicators.
Yes, Your Honor.
May mga indicators na rig bidding ito. Do you confirm that?
These are indicators, Your Honor. But I cannot make a final...
Doon na tayo.
Yes,
Ikaw naman masyado kang nervyoso, Attorney Juliano. Hindi ka mapapahamak. It was clarified. So, gusto lang natin kasi masyadong technical yung sinasabi yung binasa mo the last time. And in fact, we praise you for coming up with a very objective report, which is in fact contrary to the initial findings of your people on the ground. So, sinasabi mo, merong indicators na rig bidding. Yes or no, Attorney Juliano?
Your Honor,
Siguro si Commissioner Fabia na lang. Anyway, it's about the Commissioner's report. Naintindihan natin, Attorney Juliano, you're placed in a very tight spot. Pero alam nyo, aakyat kayo sa hierarchy ng COA pagka ganyan yung ginagawa ninyo. And we praise you for doing that. Commissioner Fabia?
The same question, Your Honor.
Yes.
There are indications that the bidding was rigged.
Okay. That's all. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
There is a claim, Engineer Ichanova. Ano bang claim ninyo tungkol sa Makati City Hall Building Parking 2? What is your categorical statement dito as far as rigging is concerned?
Yes, Senator. Sinabi ko nung una ako magsalita dito, ni-rig po talaga namin yung bidding.
Tungkol dito, ha?
Yes, sir. Makati Parking Building 2.
So there's also testimony, Commissioner Fabia. Yes, sir.
May I clarify, Your Honor, that we are not going beyond the documents, meaning the documents that are provided to us regarding this project. That is what we had, what they had looked at. They do not look at the evidences that had been provided in this committee, like the testimonies of Engineer Ichanova.
Okay.
But I think the best way to look at it really as a whole for this committee is to look at our submission in relation to the other testimonies outside of so that you will get the whole picture. Because we cannot make that conclusion only on the basis of...
Yes, we completely understand, Commissioner Fabia. And we're just getting, again, we're reiterating the statements from the different resource persons. And eventually, it will be collated by the chairman for the partial committee report of the subcommittee.
Mr. Chair, so that we can go on to the new testimony, no? But I totally agree, Commissioner, yung sinabi niyo na that the initial assessment, kasi hindi kayo pwede mapa-apekto sa media o kaya sa hearing, no? So the initial assessment is on the documents. Pero mismo po yung document itself, na hindi pa kasama sa report mo, Attorney Paniero, no? Is yung isang contractor po, yung J. Bros, sinabi na mismo nila, hindi sila qualified mag-bid kasi wala pa silang project na ganong kalaki during that time na papasok sila. So even without their testimony here at without their letter, kung tinignan yung qualifications ng tatlong bidder, mahuhuli mo na hindi qualified yung isa. Pero dahil kailangan tatlo nagbibid, dinagdagan. But you might be getting there kaya hindi kita pangungunahan. But just to show that even on the documents, di ba, you can see kung meron na rigging even without the testimony of Engineer Hechanova. So anyway, Mr. Chair, I'll reserve the other questions for future dates so that we can go to, the chairman can finish, then we can go to the new testimony.
Yung scenario ko kasi is, we have the technical audit specialists here of all 5 phases. And you all found nothing irregular or unusual with what you audited. If the subcommittee concludes otherwise, then we now have a clash of findings. And it's sa mata namin, nalusutan kayo. At yun ang as legislators, paano hindi mauulit ito? Kung nalusutan sa regular audit, hindi naman yata pwedeng commissioner, hindi naman pwedeng parating special audit second time. So, do you get my point, auditors? Yun yung point ko, kaya pinapunta ko kayo yung 5 yung sa 5 phases. So, aminado kayo, lahat, walang findings, tama po ba yan? No findings of overpricing sa 5. So, if the subcommittee finds an overprice, then we have a clash of findings. And if we are convinced with our findings, ang aming conclusion is nalusutan ng ating mga technical audit specialista pa. Paano nangyari yun? Commissioner Fabia, that would be my worry, no? That's my worry actually. So, but still wait for the findings of the subcommittee. Yun lang, it's a theoretical discussion. Commissioner, if you have any reaction po.
I will not react on that anymore, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Considering that.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner. So I'll go to Attorney Peg. Attorney Peg, you dispute my figures, ha? But you mentioned signages. Lumaki pa nga ang
Chinecheck pa
the
ho.
total cost of signages paid to you, because it's all in, is actually 4.2 million pesos, including the others that you mentioned.
Chinecheck pa po.
Ang minention ko lang is yung
Building,
yung
building
sa labas,
site.
yung okay, Attorney Pig, because you're representing Hillmarks and Architect Mateo, you're your experience, no? Please confirm or dispute this statement. Under the building code, pag 4 floors and above, you should have a soil investigation before the structural engineer can design the foundation plans and structural plans. Pagka 4 floors and above, Architect Mateo, what is your reaction, sir?
Your Honor, I think yung structural consultant po ang mas makakasagot yan.
Yung MANA po, ilang years in existence na po yung MANA, yung inyong firm? Ilang years na experience ninyo?
We were registered po ng 2005 sa DTI.
Okay. Sole proprietorship siya? DTI?
Nagsimula po kami ng sole proprietorship ng 2005. Tapos nung 2007 po, kung di po ako nagkakamali, nag-register po kami sa SEC as a general professional partnership.
So, okay, so collectively as a group of experts, you have 9 years of experience in effect. As a group, kayo po. MANA. Opo.
Yung opisina po namin, yes, since 2005.
Attorney Pig, I'll ask you the same question. You can ask your experts. Tama po ba yun? There should have been, because it's more than 4 floors.
Ang sa Hillmarks po, katulad na nabanggit ko kanina, we constructed the building based on the plans and specifications.
Oo nga, for the
po.
specific.
Ngayon,
tanong ko lang sa iyo
yung sa mga scope of work po sa foundation, we suppose na may mga, yung preliminaries na po were being undertaken by those who prepared the
Okay,
plans.
not talking about this particular building. With 37 years of experience ang Hillmarks, ask your experts.
That's,
Pag 4 floors and above, there should be a soil investigation even before the structural
We
engineer
do
draws
that.
the plans.
I'm sure of that.
Confirming it.
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
The architect, he is confirming it. Hillmarks is confirming it.
Yun lang, then we can move on na. No? Architect Mateo, paano nyo na-drawing within 1 week yung plano kung wala pa kayong soil test?
Yun nga po, kasi kung I'm just presuming po, no, that our structural consultant used assumptions.
Anyway, Mr. Chair, pagkakuha ng timeline, I will ask him those questions and in the next hearing, papuntahin na natin yung structural consultant nyo para diretsuhan na yung tanong kasi bumabalik-balik tayo. Then I will also go back to Attorney Peg during that time to ask. Remember, Panyero, last hearing, ang tinatanong ko, ginamit nyo ba yung mga plano na sinabmit nila o binago nyo?
I confer that with our engineers, Your Honor. What we are certain of yung plano na in-execute namin, meron pong pirma yung
Okay.
design.
Anyway, I'll go to that, Mr. Chair, but I want to see the timeline and documents first. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I hope the auditors will listen to this questioning, line of questioning directed to Hillmarks. Correct my figures, Atty. Peg. Water closet flush type per unit. Phase 3 nag-start, 13,400. Nung Phase 4, naging 22,500. Nung Phase 5, naging 32,400. At totoo po ba yun? Ano ba itsura nito? Meron ba tayong picture nito? Water closet flush type. Okay. So, question na lang sa auditor. Kunyari, you audited phase 5. Who audited phase 5? Did you go into this detail na chinek mo yung unit cost ng water closet flush type, and then since this was also purchased in the past phase, did you look at the cost during the past phases of the project, and then did it not occur to you na bakit lampas sa doble? Lampas po sa in 2 years time po, lampas sa doble.
Your Honor, ang tiningnan po namin ay yung agency cost, hindi yung cost ng Hillmarks. So nung kinompare namin, halos parehas ho ang cost ng agency sa phase 4 tsaka sa phase 5, halos yung mga items.
Well, in this particular case, pag sinabi ko ba, ma'am, 32,400, that was the cost of Hillmarks, hindi yan yung agency cost?
Palagay ko ho. Kasi hindi ho sa ABC nag-appear.
Ano nga nangyayari sa agency cost? Because baka, Commissioner, dito natin nakikita kung paano nilalaro ang overpricing eh. Ano pang nakikita nyo sa agency cost? That was provided by the City of Makati.
May file ho ang Office of the Auditor ng Phase 4 at saka pag-review ng Phase 5, tinitingnan din ho namin yung sa Phase 4. So napansin ho ng mga engineers din natin sa Makati na halos may parehas lang ho.
Ito, Commissioner Fabia, opinion niya parehas din po. Sasabihin niya sa Phase 4 and Phase 5. Ito yung figures ko, tingnan niyo kung parehas. Water closet flush type. Phase 4, 22,500. Phase 5, 32,400. Parehas ba yun?
Obvious naman pong hindi.
1 year po ang lumipas. Can the passage of 1 year justify an increase of 9,900?
It's possible, Your Honor, but there should have been an inflation. That is, so we have to take into
Ma'am, bakit
consideration.
po parehas lang po yun sa mata ninyo?
Hindi ho. Ang tinitingnan lang ho namin na document yung sa agency lang ho. So, may
Gusto mo sabihin ibang figures doon?
siguro yung figure na nag-appear dyan, yun yung sa Hillmarks na unit cost. Oo. Meron ho kaming copy ng phase 4.
So, posible, ma'am, na yung tinignan niyo yung dokumento, iba ang figures doon sa figures na Hillmarks?
Kasi yun ho ang bid nila. Ang tinitingnan ho namin yung sa agency, yung sa approved budget for the contract.
Okay.
So, ang bid nila, meron din silang unit cost.
Ma'am, is it actually a theoretical audit? You're auditing it from the estimates? You're not auditing it from the actual expense?
Sa pag-review ho ng contract, ang tinitingnan ho namin yung documents. So meron kaming mga requirements kung ano yung mga documents na kailangan i-submit. So isa na yung yung approved budget for the contract. Halimbawa sa phase 5, tapos pag halimbawa meron pang isang phase, binabalikan namin yung phase 4. Ang natandaan ko ho, yung genset ang medyo na iba kasi bumaba yung price ng genset sa phase 5. Pero yung sa mga toilet accessories, more or less parehas ang nakita namin.
Okay, ma'am. So, hindi ko alam kung ano yung nakita mo. Ito question. Kung sa research mo, okay, kunin ko lang yung opinion niyo po Kung ang nakita mong figure ngayon sa ino-audit mo is 32,400 per unit, tinignan mo yung last phase at nakita mo 22,500 lang siya per unit. Parehas ba yun sa mata mo o hindi?
Magko-conduct ng further research. So kailangan ng ibang mga references para makita kung nagkaroon ng increase noong year na ginawa yung review ng phase 5.
Okay, kasi gagawin mo yun kasi hindi lang yun mukhang parehas.
Yes,
tama po ba yun? At least I got your opinion. So that means you must have looked at a different figure. Ganun po ba yun?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because if you saw these figures, you would have initiated another step.
Yes, Your Honor. Further evaluation, further research, or further...
Commissioner, can we go to the bottom of this? Ano kaya yung figures na nakita nila that and then they did not do the extra step? Because these are the figures we have.
That will all be found out during the special audit, Your Honor.
But the special audit kasi, sir, answers the question of whether it is overpriced. Ako nakatingin ako sa future, a repetition ba? How can we improve the system? Kasi kung ang finding namin overpriced, ang finding nila hindi overpriced, sa opinion namin, nalusutan sila And we do not want this to happen again. Paano kaya nangyari? Let us say, paano kaya nangyari na nalusutan sila? They must have been looking at different figures, assuming the honesty and integrity of your auditors.
We will look into that, Your Honor.
Engineer,
Your Honor, if I may explain on that. Under Section 7, under Section 5 of CUA Resolution number 91-52, the reference cost for comparison against the CUA estimate is the approved budget cost. ABC po ang nire-review namin. Yun po, hindi po yung kontrata per se. And then, pagdating po sa Section 7, ang comparison po namin doon is the total contract price must be equal to or less than the CUA estimate plus 10% po. Doon po ang basihan po namin. Kaya ABC po ang nire-review namin. So yung sinasabi po ni Engineer Plura is ABC po yun.
Kaya nga sa Commissioner, I think you have to review and reorient your auditors. Kasi parang ang lumalabas, kada audit nila, they're auditing in a vacuum as if wala nang nangyari sa past. Meron kang past data you can use. Ang gusto nila, dito lang kami. Regardless of the past data that we can access or we can research. What do you think, Commissioner?
That's why we are looking at the entire system of audit of infrastructure project, Your Honor. And we are doing now the review, the entire review and restructuring.
Okay, so yun yung assumption doon. We're assuming, of course, that they have been doing their work honestly and diligently. Okay, Attorney Peg. Ito pa, correct mo yung mga figures ko. Tingnan mo itong mga nakikita namin. Water closet tank type per unit, 12,400. 1 year later, 24,500. Urinals per unit, nung umpisa, 12,600. 1 year later, 22,500. And then 1 year later, 31,500. Since all in ito, kayo pong bumili nito, ano? Hillmarks.
Opo. We will comment on the figures, Your Honor, after we shall have checked our records. We'll get back to you within the
Tapusin
day,
ko muna,
Your Honor.
tatlo na lang. Lavatory wall hang per unit. 3,000, phase 3, 3,600. 1 year later, 16,500. 1 year later, 24,800. Lavatory over the counter per unit. Phase 3, nag-umpisa, 11,500. 1 year later, 22,500. 1 year later, 32,400. Ito po, hand dryer per unit. Phase 3 din nag-start. 17,500. 1 year later, 36,800. 1 year later, 62,700. For the record, Hillmarks ang bumili lahat nito. Kasi all in.
Opo.
So, okay. Just correct me if I'm wrong because I'm going to draft my report on the issue of whether it is overpriced. The building is overpriced or not. Okay. Any questions? So, okay. I'll give a chance to our audit specialist to comment kayong lima, how you did your job. Huwag nyo na po ipagmayabang yung past achievements ninyo kasi okay na siguro. But ang tanong nga, di baka dito kayo nalusutan? Just tell us how you did your job, what you may have overlooked kung sakali, if you want to admit something. Sige, Engineer Menciano, start.
Sir, gusto ko pong i-explain kung paano namin nabuo yung total estimated project cost ng komisyon na dito. Ang pinagbabasyan po namin dito ay ang ABC. Ang ABC po ay may tatlong component po yan. Yung tinatawag na direct cost, indirect cost, at saka VAT. Doon po sa direct cost, mayroon pong component po din yan, yung materials natin at saka yung labor cost. Ngayon, dito po sa direct cost, pag tinutotal po namin yan, sinasum up namin lahat yan. Kasi po, ganito po ang nangyayari. Hindi po kami nagdi-disallow per item. Halimbawa, nakakita, katulad nito, mayroong 13,400. Pagdating doon sa kabila, ang ginamit pala ng agency ay halimbawang 25,000. Hindi po namin dinidisallow yan outright. Kasi nga tinutotal pa po namin yan. It might be na doon sa direct cost, pwedeng magkakaroon ng more than 10%. It might be na 13% po siya. Pero pagdating po sa indirect cost, mayroon po tayong tinatawag na indirect cost na diniderive po ito nang gagaling doon sa direct cost. Na ang sinusunod po namin dito ay ang department order ng DPWH. Ito pong department order na ito, sila po ang nagsiset. Sila po yung nagsiset ng indirect cost na kung halimbawa up to 5 million pwedeng 30%, pwede ding 22%, ganon. Sila po ang nagset. And then up to 50 million na 50 million and above, mayroon pong 22%. However, binababa po ito sa pagdating po ng bagong administration, ginawa pong 14%. So doon
14%.
Yes, Your Honor. Ngayon, dito po sa indirect cost, posible po na sila ay nagbaba. Ibig sabihin po, imbis na ang maximum na indirect cost ay 22%, ang ginamit lang po nila ay pwedeng 11%. So mayroon na kaagad difference na 11. So pagkatapos mayroon pa rin po tayong isang component na value added tax. Ito po yung 12% na siniset po ng BIR at pinapagamit po sa amin. Ang ano po dito din, ang agency estimate na ginagawa, ang nagpipre-pro dito ay ang mga engineering department ng isang ahensya. Katulad sa Makati, yung engineering department. Ang ginagamit po nila minsan diyan, and this is common to all, no? Ang ginagamit po nila dito ay bumababa po sila. Minsan 6%, 7%. Hindi po nila ginagamit ang 12%.
Okay, Engineer Menciano, sa madaling salita, okay lang ito. Itong sinite ni Senator Coco Pimentel, yung 17,000 naging 62,700. In short, okay lang yan.
Hindi,
Base dun sa sinasabi mo.
hindi po okay sa amin po yun. Kasi lang po wala po kaming magagawa. Kasi ang guidelines po namin, ang comparison po namin is total po.
Okay, so wala kang
Total.
magagawa dito. Wala kang magagawa rito. Kahit nakikita nyo yan lahat, dun sa in-audit nyo, wala kang magagawa. Ganun ba sinasabi nyo, Engineer Menciano? Yes or no?
Wala po.
Wala kang magagawa. Okay. Kawawa talaga yung bayan natin. Commissioner Pabia, kung ganyan yung ating mga auditors. So, I really wish, or for that matter, I expect an administrative case dito sa mga tao na ito, no? Alam nyo, kung hindi ko nakikita yung nameplate mo, parang akala ko abogado ng Hillmarks yung nagsasalita eh. So kung ano man yan, sige, you save it. I believe alam natin, grabe itong ginagawa eh. Tapos sasabihin mo wala kang magagawa. Marami kayong magagawa. You have that power. Yung COA is one of the most powerful agencies in this country. Kung hindi kayo matatakot at kung hindi kayo magpapalagay. Okay? Ngayon, I really hope may ginagawang reforma ang COA leadership, and for that matter, I am encouraged dun sa mga naririnig natin sa kanila. Sana lang magtuloy-tuloy yan, pero kailangan yung mga kagaya ni Engineer Menciano. I have dealt with COA auditors before. Sabi ko, nag-procurement officer ako. At nag-research ako about procurement, about corruption in the procurement system. Ang sabi ng mga respondents ko, 100% lahat sila naglalagay sa COA, resident auditor. Yan ang findings. Ando dun yan. Sana lang nagbago na yan at si Engineer Menciano would be just exceptions to the rule. Mr. Pabia, kayo na po ang bahala sa kanila. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Engineer Menciano introduced this concept of indirect cost. Okay, at meron daw department order, no? At allowable is up to 22%, sabi mo. Reduced now to
Dati po ang above 50 million po under department order number 57 po. Noong February 15, 2000 po ay 21%. Ngayon po pagdating sa department order number 12 noong 2011 ibinaba po ito eh. Nagiging 14% na lang po.
So anong understanding mo sa indirect cost? Ano yung sabihin nun?
Ito po yung overhead contingency at saka miscellaneous po.
Balik ako kay Atty. Peg kasi correct me if I'm wrong Ang indirect cost mo sa project na ito ng Hillmarks. Kasi all in ito Atty. Peg, binigay din bali sa inyo ito. 16.47% ang indirect cost. 366,722,000 plus ang indirect cost. May profit po kayo ron, contractor's profit of 174 million plus. Meron din pong contingencies na 87 million plus. Ano po yun? Paano gamit po nun? Uubusin ba yun? Kung hindi maubos, ano po mangyari sa balance? At ano po ang lehitimong gastos na i-charge mo ron sa contingencies na 87 million plus? Meron din po kasing 87 million plus na overhead. Iba din po yun, overhead expenses. At meron pa pong 17 million plus na miscellaneous expenses. So, para maintindihan po natin ito, kasi indirect cost yan governed pa pala. So that means recognized ng DPWH yung aspeto na yan. Meron silang department order And it's amounting to 366 million, Mr. Commissioner. Ano ba, pwedeng paglaruan? Commissioner Pabia?
Your Honor, that is why there is this hearing requires us also to look at the legislation and these department orders. And this hearing has been very educational in the sense that it has given us all of these inputs into the revision not only of our rules but also possibly of the laws of this country. Because we have to find out what is the basis of the Department of Public Works providing for this kind of circular or memorandum, which is the being followed even by COA. So we need to revisit all of this, Your Honor.
Thank you, Commissioner. In addition, may mobilization ka pa pala kayo, Hilmarks. 17 million plus sa inyo rin binigayan. So, binigay din ba sa inyo yung government tax na 149 million plus? Dumaan ba muna sa inyo yan before you paid it to the government?
Ganun po, Your Honor.
Okay, all in, di ba?
Wini-withhold
All
po
in, di ba?
Wini-withhold po ng agency yung taxes, Your Honor.
Hindi. So, hindi binigay sa inyo? Retained by the City of Makati, or the whole amount binigay sa inyo and you paid a total of 149 million in taxes?
Wini-withhold po yung LGU, Your Honor.
So,
Billing namin.
So kung kukunin natin yung total withheld taxes, it should add to 149 million.
Kung yun po yung lalabas sa
dapat ganun, ano?
namin, ganun po.
So doon po tayo sa concept ng indirect cost introduced by the COA. Kasi 366 million ang indirect cost. But that includes contractors' profit. Yan pa ba pagkaintindi nyo? Kasama po ang profit dyan. Engineer, use the mic please, Engineer Menciano.
Yes, Your Honor. 8% po dito ang contract.
Sa konsepto ng indirect cost, sa pagkakaintindi ng ating mga po dyan yung profit.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, yung iba kong binanggit na kasama sa indirect cost, pwede bang paglaruan yan ng contractor at tipirin niya at maging profit niya? Is that, Attorney Peg, the practice?
Pwede po, Your Honor, katulad yung sa contingencies, that would cover halimbawa po yung fluctuation ng prices. Kung tumaas po yung presyo, then we absorb it. Kung bumaba po yung presyo, then good for us, magiging additional profit po sa amin po.
Overhead, sir. Yung overhead.
Yung overhead po, yung mga
87 million din po yun.
Kung yun po yung nakalagay sa tender namin po, then it must be it, Your Honor.
Paano tipirin yun para maging profit din?
Doon na po papasok yung efficiency din ng kumpanya.
Hindi, what is that for?
Yung mga general requirements po, halimbawa yung sa mga support staff, warehouse, mga barracks, ganun. Mga bank houses.
Posible nga, no? Maging profit po ito.
Mr. Chair.
Sir Cayetano?
Commissioner, no, as the chairperson and as Commissioner Heidi and yourself have stated here, gusto ko lang i-articulate for the one time lang, no? Ang hinahanap ng mga ahensya at LGU na mahigpit pero reasonable. Kasi parang sala sa lamig, sala sa init. Pag masyado mahigpit na hindi reasonable, wala ngang corruption, wala naman nakukuha ang tao kasi naantala yung proyekto. Pag masyado namang maluwag, di ba? Na-overprice, so parang talo at talo eh. So really, how do you find the perfect balance that mahigpit in the sense na walang overprice, pero maluwag in the sense na yung project na gagawa, no? And that's what you're doing now. But having said that, Mr. Chair, there is a foolproof way of finding out overprice. Kasi po yung overprice po, bukod sa mga ebidensya na punta dito, no, may pupuntahan ng pera eh. Pagka ang walang overprice, no, walang pupuntahan pera. Parang anak yan eh, pengin piso pambili ng Coke. Kung piso talaga yung Coke, walang matitira sa bulsa niya. Pero kung ang humingi na 5 piso, ang Coke piso lang, pag kinapkapan mo yan, may 4 na piso yan sa bulsa. Ang marunong mga kap dito, kung may overprice o hindi, ang ating former Vice Mayor Mercado. So with your permission, Mr. Chair, I'd like to ask him that, no? In the previous hearing, sinabi nyo na ready kayo, you just need more time to present. Diba? Paano nangyari to? Bakit napilitan ng Hillmarks, etc., etc. So I'd like to ask Vice, ready ba kayo ngayon to, no, para ibunyag sa committee ito kung paano nangyari tong overprice at saka nasaan napunta yung pera?
Nakahanda na po ako.
Before you proceed, Vice Mayor, may tanong pa ako sa Hillmarks tungkol po sa mga detalye. Totoo po ba na Hillmarks, 3 generators ang balak natin bilhin and then nag-change order na lang tayo, 2 lang ang binili? Pero yung hindi binili na pera for a generator ay binili natin sa iba? Tama po ba yan?
I-check ko po, Your Honor.
Ang aking data, 4.8 million automatic synchronizing panel. Yun po, instead of a 3rd generator set, doon po napunta yung pera. May napansin nyo yun sa mga auditors? Who noticed that? Yung change order? May naka-notice po ba doon? Sa phase 4 po. Kung maalala nyo pa, anyway, alam ko marami kayong ino-audit tsaka detalyado, bakit di nyo na naalala. Anyway, just right to ask kung anong position niyo diyan po, ano? Then change order na ang napansin namin tatlong generators talaga ang balak bilhin. Anong total cost ng generator? Para malaman na rin natin. 24.4 million pesos ang dalawang generator, pero ang labor yung 5.6, so 18.8, no? Attorney Pig? 18.8 million pesos, 2 generators. Tama po ba yun?
I confirm, Your Honor, based on our records, sa phase 4 meron pong deletion generator set, Your Honor.
Yeah, kasi 9.4 sabi mo yung isa times 2, tama, no? 18.8. Okay, 9.4 ang isa. Okay? So, yung mga auditors na lang, ano, yung sa 5 phases, if you have your own position papers siguro or recollection of what happened, feel free to write the chairman of the subcommittee and do it as soon as possible because we are now about to write our report. We call it the partial report or a preliminary report specifically on the parking building. Okay, feel free. Just write the chairman. I will, and you sign it so that I will consider it also. Okay, so we now move on to another topic. Ano ulit yung case? Can we take this off na yung mga nasa flash? Vice Mayor?
Mr. Chair, in the previous hearing, sinabi po ng ating Vice Mayor na meron po siyang alam bakit sa Hillmarks and then saan napunta po yung mga properties. He started, saan napunta po yung pera, and he started mentioning some properties that didn't have to do with this project. No? But he said to give him some time and he'll be able to get some documents and put this together. So with your permission, let's give the opportunity to former Vice Mayor Mercado to continue his testimony in the past.
Vice, sandali. I will declare a brief recess. No? Hillmarks, di bale, andito naman yung list of subcontractors, please. Anyway, hindi naman yan top secret information. You should divulge that. Subcontractors, scope of work, the amount you pay them. Okay, let's have a recess for 2 minutes.